Hello, welcome to Roller Coaster Motor. My name is Tommy. Today is Wednesday, July 3rd, 2024. And I'm here at Hickory Park. This is a restaurant in Ames, Iowa. I'm on my way home to Minneapolis from Omaha, Nebraska. Stopping here just for this restaurant in Ames on my way home. I used to come here quite a bit as a kid. Basically, I have a bunch of older sisters who are really into softball, and they'd come down here on Memorial Day weekend every year for a softball tournament. And we discovered this restaurant on one of those visits. And so every year we would come to this restaurant on this weekend, like once or usually twice we'd go out to eat at this restaurant. And I loved it. It's a barbecue restaurant. They have a sandwich here called a Saucy Southerner, which is basically a type of pulled pork sandwich. And I credit this place my absolute love of pulled pork sandwiches. So today I'm gonna show off the restaurant, my meal. It's gonna have a little bit of a childhood nostalgia to me. I last went here about 6 years ago on the way home from Kansas City. I can't say I'd recommend this place over Kansas City barbecue if I'm being completely honest, but the nostalgia factor is very, very strong for me. So I believe this restaurant is very, very popular. It's a very big restaurant, lots of seating in here. So, all right, let's go. Here it is. Always love this little native fellow. Here we are seated. Lots of memories of sitting in this room right here. Lots of stuff on the walls. Just one part of the restaurant. There's many little booths everywhere. Here's the front of the menu. Gives a little bit of an overview of the history of the establishment. I remember in 1997 being this new current location. We thought it was gone, but it was just a block over. So this one right here was the restaurant I initially went to. And then went to this restaurant for the majority of it. Here is the menu. Here is page 2. Right here is the Saucy Southerner. Also includes turkey and beef on there, so it's a little bit different from traditional pulled pork, as there's more than pork on there. But that is what I will be getting. Then the back page has children's menu, beverage menu, shakes and malts. And then here is the ice cream menu, which is huge. They have all sorts of sundae ice cream options here. They serve this on just on a little piece of paper. They put separate with the menu. I will definitely be getting ice cream when I'm here. Here's an order of cheese balls for appetizer. Basically, they're cheese curds, but they call them cheese balls. Served with a side of ranch. Yeah, they're pretty good. Probably the largest cheese curds I've ever had. Hell, there's a lot of double ones, kind of. I will say they're the second best cheese curds I've ever had, right after the ones you can get at the Minnesota State Fair. I think that's truly the best. And here is the Saucy Southerner. Look at all that meat. It's got a very distinct smell to it that just brings back a lot of memories for me. To be completely honest, it's definitely not the best pulled pork I've ever had. Especially if you compare it to anything in Kansas City, it really doesn't live up to that. It definitely uses a little bit more moisture, but it's got a very distinct taste that just kind of brings me back to my childhood, and you can't really critique something like that too hard. Like, the nostalgia I get from this food is just insane, because it doesn't really apply to many other people, but it applies to me. So this sandwich will always have a special place in my heart, despite objectively being far from the best. These are definitely above average crinkle cut fries though. They got a nice brown crispiness to them, because I feel like a lot of crinkle cut fries are kind of undercooked, but to me these are cooked like just perfect. And for my dessert, I got a turtle sundae. So vanilla wafers they put in, very unique. I've never seen another place do it, but it's a fantastic ice cream topper. And I love the metal bowls. Again, kind of brings you right back to that childhood nostalgia vibe. I just love this stuff. It's delicious. I always like saving the vanilla wafer for last. Kind of the real cherry on top, I should say. Metaphorical cherry on top, I guess. It's pretty crazy how cheap a Saucy Southerner is. Not even $8 for that. One of the cheapest things I ordered. Something about this native fellow. I remember from the old restaurant and from coming here as a kid. Just kind of a useful little landmark of the place. Very much love the entrance here. They have photos right there showing off the previous locations. I mean, this whole place is just kind of a nostalgia kick with all the old Coke signs and everything. I just love the charm of this place. It's wonderful. I kind of said this earlier, but just for emphasis, this is the Hickory Park restaurant I initially went to before they built this current location, which I also went to many times. I also love that they sell candy here in the jars. Definitely sells that old-timey vibe. It's a wonderful little restaurant. They got lots of outdoor waiting over here. There's quite a bit of waiting space indoors as well. I have lots of memories of this whole outdoor area just being completely filled with people waiting to be seated. But definitely not the best barbecue I've ever had, but it's kind of the birth of my love of barbecue. As I credit this place a lot for when I first fell in love with the pulled pork sandwich, because now I am capable of smoking my own pulled pork, my own smoker at home, and I love it. I love learning more and more about barbecue, and I wouldn't have gotten to this point without this place right here. I just love this restaurant. I'll definitely eat here again in the future. Usually if I'm passing through on my way home, because I think that's just a better time to eat it. I got about a 3.5 hour drive to get home to Minneapolis area. It's just a nice little cherry on top for my trip to Omaha. All right, thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.